Hello, and welcome back. Some more Bazaar. You can see I've managed to recover my rank a little bit. And I got the new skin, it's so cute. I love the little goobers we've got going on here. So we're gonna do some more dually, of course, with our brand new skin. I've seen a lot of people in the comments being like, oh, you should try out some of the other starts. So we're gonna do that. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'm necessarily a believer in the other ones, but only one way to find out if they're any good, and that's to give it a try. So we'll go with the enchanted start this time around. Alright, so we've got Obsidian Wallace, we've got Shielded Hamlet, and we've got Heavy Bomb Squad. So, current meta right now is very Hamlet related, so I guess we'll go with this. Obsidian Wallace is also kind of funny, but we'll just go with the Hamlet build and see what we can get going there. Grab another friend here. I don't know if that's strictly better with income, because I do have a little bit more money, so I can probably make it work. Funnily enough, I don't think this actually beats Viper, so let's go for Hamlet. Because Viper has poison, so we just go through... oh my gosh, the game is very loud. One moment, please. I guess that happened during the client update. Apologies for that. It should be a little bit better now, maybe. Let's turn that down a little bit more. I don't know why that was so loud. My bad. I'll turn that down and... If it's like super deafening, I'll turn that down in editing, so you hopefully won't hear it, but that was very loud. Weird. I think my audio settings got messed up with the patch. Anyway, yeah, so Hamlet is like kind of what we're banking on right now. However, with Enchanted Start, my understanding is you shouldn't get too caught up on what exactly this guy does, so if we don't end up doing like a Hamlet setup, we're getting pieces for him, you can just sell them and go for any old build, so... We'll go for Andy here, because we could get, there's a few things we could get here that'd be good. I'm gonna grab Uzi, because it's just decent in a lot of builds, and I was hoping for, what are that things called? The, plasma grenade, but we didn't quite get it, so instead we'll just grab Flintstones, because it gives at least a little bit of burn. We don't have any tech, so it's not, too bad. Guess we'll just grab a right eye for the time being, and I'll put it on Wallace. I do gotta check Quixel. Okay, well, could go more in on these Flintstones. We do have quite a... Yeah, we'll do that, actually. We'll do that. And then I am going to refresh Quixel. It's something I never do on day one, and we got a little bit scammed, but we'll fill out the board at least, which is what I've been told I should do. And there we go. There's day one. Well, I'm still not sold. Like, if I'd gotten, like a slow or a plasma grenade, maybe, but we're kind of relying on Flintstones at the moment. Which isn't too bad. I mean, it's 6 seconds for 12 burn, which should stack a little bit, maybe sometimes. I think it's like on the borderline of stacking. At the very least, it does quite a bit of damage. Yeah, it doesn't quite stack. The traditional way you check is just if it's, it gets rid of 2 every second, so you need it to be over... Oh, we died. Over double your air cooldown. Hooked by poison, as always. That's just how it goes. Alright, there's not really much we'd want from Kev, so we're actually gonna go for a small free monster and grab a skill. I guess we might be just going for like a burn setup if we don't get what we need for Hamlet here. My little buddy Hamlet, he's slacking at the moment, unfortunately. I guess we'll go for the rope scrap here. So far, not sold on Enchanted Start. Granted, we did get, like, maybe, like, Obsidian Wallace would have been better. Then you go for, like, Armored Core if you want to go all in on him, but he's just very slow. He's a 6-second, guys. Not the best. If we get to core selection, we'll probably go with Weaponized, because it works with our Shielded Hamlet, and also Crude Tools are pretty good with it. Doesn't work very well with Flintstones, which is kind of our main damage dealer, but then at that point we won't really need it, so it'll be fine. Yeah, now we stack at least a little tiny bit of Burn, but it doesn't matter too much, because it's slow enough, it doesn't make a huge difference there. Barbed wire is not gonna make the final cut. Curio is very good if we can get, I was gonna say, one of the improvised bludgeons or other slow setups, so... It's like Improvised Bludgeon or Makeshift Barrier, I think, are the two. We did not get the Actually, not bad. We'll probably put that on the board. Unfortunately, we didn't get a weapon core, or I mean, we could do like we could try and make it work with primal core. It's just not as good. We could also just go with an ignition core setup. You know what? Let's try to make it work with primal core. I guess it's not very good though. Oh, I meant to put it back, but I guess we're going with that. All right, we're committed now. It's fine. We can put this in to make Hamlet at least go off a little bit more often. We don't really need these two because we do have him for shielding, so we'll pop that in. We'll go for Jungle Ruins here and grab another tool. Not the kind of tool we're looking for, unfortunately, so dump that. Your tools does literally nothing here other than be a tool for... I guess we'll leave it. It's a tool for Flintstones, I suppose. Yeah, not a great start for Enchanted. That's all right. Just got a little bit unlucky. I probably should have taken Ignition Core. Is probably what I would have gone for, but our last video was already on Ignition, so why not try out some weird Primal Core Hamlet stuff. So the main thing we're trying to do here is Primal Core to scale Hamlet, and Hamlet to trigger the Primal Core.
Does not
We really need a nice slow item, which we currently still don't have. We just have Improvised Bludgeon for 2. It's not horrible, but it's every 8 seconds, so it's not very good. There's quite a few items we can get that would at least be worth buffing there. We'll check silvers, but okay. Coolant is good, and so is the Spoiter. We'll grab the Spoiter. Well, unfortunately, he's not worth using our buff on yet, but at some point he might be. We're still mega poor. I probably shouldn't have just bought everything on day 1, but I haven't played this start much. Okay, we could do Frost Streak, because if we get the Snowstorm, that'll mean we don't really need to use the core, and we could use Coolant to buff our items instead. Or we could use it with the core, I suppose, and buff all of them there. However, it is only one. It's at a item, so we couldn't buff our full board, unfortunately. It's kind of like, it's single target Shatter with higher scaling, essentially. We'll see if we even get it. Hopefully. Our damage isn't too bad, though, to be honest. It's working okay. Medium items. Unfortunately, we don't really have much going there. I'm gonna go for small non-weapon. I do want to do chocolate bars at some point. We'll hold on to that in case we get a press. We'll pop you back in, and we'll go with probably just a coolant there. We don't even have any tech for crude tools. I guess we just take a skill here.
Might prefer our dentistry.
Weirdly.
She's amazing.
Alright, well, out of those, it's the burn again, but I don't love it.
I'm impressed.
Arcoon, I guess? I'm a little lost as to what to do on this particular... I mean, there is, like, weak point detector for alternative scaling for Hamlet, but we don't have the plasma grenade yet, so we're going to go ahead and skip that one for the time being. And move on. So what else could we do here? We're going to use Hamlet for the time being, but if we get a bunch of dinos, we could potentially, like, use this core with dinos and be decent. We could go with, like, a freeze if we get the Nitro Hammer. We do have the remote, so we could potentially do whatever that thing's called, the press. So there's a few different things here I could potentially do. And I mean, I am winning early, so
Another round.
at least mostly. We did lose one, but that's all right. Day 1 doesn't count. Can't complain with the results, I suppose. All right, so definitely okay. I mean, this slow item is pretty likely to give you what you need, but we'll go for smalls just because there's more chances. This is really good with it if we get it. I'll take it, but it's a little scary. Oh, we didn't get it. All right, so we're just all in on Flintstones, I guess. Don't have any more tools, unfortunately, so we're just gonna keep moving there. I could put in the firebug instead of, like, improvised weapons or something, or the coolant. The firebug at least triggers the spider a bit more, but I think it's fine for now. We don't have any weapons we want. There's not really any bronzes we want to upgrade. Even this, I think it's the other one that gets extra duration. I will double check though, just to make sure I'm not going crazy. bludgeon, improvised, but yes, this one's always only +1, so even if I upgrade it, it doesn't do what I need it to. So we'll just take the gold in this case, strangely enough. I don't know if we beat a Hexa. If they snipe Shielded Hamlet, we're kind of doomed. And it doesn't work well. And the drops don't work well with Flintstones. We'll go with Blood Reef Raider, because we could potentially get some extra ammo. For our future Plasma Grenade we'll definitely get. Surely. But for now, I mean, Flintstones is putting in some work by itself here. So we could even just like put in some more tools and just go all in on Flintstones maybe. I love a way to haste, but I don't know if there's... I mean, there's Metronome, but there's not a good way to haste that is just straight up a tool currently, I don't think. Oh, we'll go for Mountain Pass. Oh god, it's the worst possible result for Mountain Pass. Oh no. I will take Shatter, of course. So now we do have at least some little way to scale from our coolant, which is quite good. Okay, we did get Metronome, I'll take it. It's probably better than maybe like Uzi. We could use it like this instead. Maybe. If I take out Bludgeon, like Hamlet doesn't go that fast, but honestly, I think we're kind of just like all in on the Flintstones here. So I could do this to give us even more Flintstones. We could take out the spider to put that back if we wanted, though. Yeah, I think the spider or the bludgeon's just more slow overall than the spider. Anyway, so we'll put that in for now. We do have like 40 burn every 6 seconds, which is pretty good for this point in the game. So we'll go with we'll do some Flintstone carry, I guess. It's not what I expected from our start, but Hamlet's at least like a little bit of shielding and he contributes. Oh no, they figured it out. They got a Hamlet carry build. We'll see how we stack up against it. It is. I mean, it's a lot of burn. It wasn't enough. It wasn't terrible, but yeah, Flintstones is very slow. So what could I do? I could move the Uzi over to give it like more guaranteed early haste. Might be better. We lose a little bit of burn on it, but I think that might be better. Well, there is a dino. 5 is not horrible, but we also don't have a dino saw. I could grab it to kind of hedge my bets a bit, but I think we just click here and see. Yeah, I don't think so. I was thinking if there was a press in there, but unfortunately not. All right, so we're gonna sell Wallace and Gearnola Revolver. I didn't do all those, but that's okay. And we're gonna get some extra chocolate here. I might have won if I'd chocolated before that last fight, but it's fine. I'll sell all that, and we will go for Sabretooth in this case because Diamond Fangs or Shiny Fangs would both be very strong here. So I could use Shiny Fangs instead of the Uzi. It's technically just straight up better attacks per second. So. Yeah, that felt a little faster to get the burn out there, so can't complain too much. Okay, Pill. It's at least a decent amount of gold. We could potentially transform it, but I don't think I'm that greedy. Okay, well, there is the Plasma Grenade. We finally found one. Put it in there. Pop that there. Do you want anything else? I'll take battery. It's just always good to have. I won't use it quite yet. Do you want to upgrade tools? Yeah. We'll upgrade tools. And then we can put in our spider or our firefly here. Alright, so it's still 6 seconds. We still don't have a good... Well, I mean, I could put in battery. 4 for 2, so it'd make this like a 4-second item. This is already kind of the same thing. I think we're fine. We got a bit of a weird build. Kind of working, I guess. So what can we do with this long term? There's a couple things. We do like a hammer. We could do... I mean, could maybe do more all in on Flintstones. It's a little hard to say. We do have the slow now, so we could potentially do some more slow synergy with Hamlet. Couple options. There's a couple options. Aggressive's not horrible. It's at least like a little bit of crit throughout the fight, so be alright.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
Yeah, so far I've been enjoying this patch. I guess the devs agreed because there's no balanced patches this week, which I can't complain, to be honest. I know I only play dually, so maybe my perspective is a bit skewed, but it seems like pretty reasonable. I haven't seen any builds that are like super dominant
Bring her about.
in the
I've
meta
got
or
another
anything.
salvo with me.
I think it's been pretty decent. Alright, we get another tool to replace crude tools. We probably won't sell it because it's just too good to keep around. We'll check the burn shop, of course. I don't have any of those, unfortunately. And it's way too expensive to reroll, so we're going to be skipping that. Weapons. What weapons could we get? Okay, there are a few. Oh, look. It is not one of them, unfortunately. It is a tool, but I think it's just worse Flintstones currently. Okay. I was hoping for press or the hammer. Okay, we're going to go for mosquito and potentially get our plasma grenade set up here with Proboscis. This is very good with plasma grenade, especially if we get some damage on it, which I guess Primal Core kind of can, so it's got the potential, maybe. Could also go with Paralyzing Rush would be not terrible. It'd be alright, for sure. And then, of course, just the... Okay, well, Amber's also not bad. Oh, I can use it instead of this, because it should... Yeah, because it's a relic, so it still counts for Flintstones. And now we have a nice grenade here. Upgrade silver or lower. So there's a few things we could do. We could upgrade the core. We could upgrade... I mean, I could upgrade one of these. It doesn't seem worth it. Could upgrade the plasma grenade. It is pretty good. I think we'll actually do the core for now, though. The grenade isn't likely to run out of ammo yet, and it's much easier to find than a core upgrade. And look at that. We got it anyway. Never punished. So we'll grab these two. And great there. I could go for Isocoric, but it kind of messes up our Flintstones cooldown, so we'll hold off for now. There are a couple decent slow items from that, but I am skipping it because we don't have a ton of money for it, and they're not like... They're not crazy enough for it to be worth going for currently. If I had more money, I'd definitely check out that shop, because marbles can be pretty crazy and stuff like that. Alright, it's a pufferfish build. Pretty standard pufferfish build. The restorative catfish is probably actually the main scary thing here. So we'll see. We do have a plasma grenade, though, which should help keep them all pretty slow. And there we go. No problem at all.
Less blunder, more plunder.
I think we're getting to the point where Hamlet is probably better than the, or doing more damage than the Flintstones, so we might be able to swap things around. That is 99 burn, actually, so maybe not. He did, like, a decent amount... Yeah, these guys did a decent chunk of damage, but yeah, actually, the burn from Flintstones is still pretty crazy, so no reason to swap it out quite yet. And if we get it to Diamond, it's got very good scaling there. We gotta check the portal, of course. Another burn. Nope. Unfortunate, but no, nothing there we really want. We could reroll something, but I don't see anything worth rerolling, so we'll go with Mattel.
Tiny, nothing huge. All about moderation.
Potentially we could do like Claw Arm with Metronome instead of the core, but I think it's just worse at the moment. Are there any other squares? Oh yeah, there is. There's Nitro Hammer is another one we could pick up. We could also do Weak Point Detector. If we want to go all in on the, if we want to go all in on the slow synergies. That said, Weak Point Detector's like... It's more for like charging your core. We could drop like Coolant and Amber and throw it in. I don't think it's worth it though, in this particular case.
Hey, that's okay.
Because one of its main draws is just how fast it goes off, so it charges your core, which lets you, you know, spam it to charge up your Hamlet or whatever you're charging. But in this case, it wouldn't, because it's only charged by dinosaurs and relics, of which we only have a few. So, and unfortunately, Weak Point Detector is not a relic; it's just a regular. We'll be going without for the time being, but our burn is pretty crazy. This build is kind of working, I guess. Somehow. Alright, Freeze is just kind of too good not to grab here, so we'll do that. Invigorating Cold. Always a nice pickup. I didn't really want to refresh that. Go for larges. So we could do like pylon would be a good large to get. Maybe like Momosaur or something if we wanted to go for that. We could also go for a slow item, potentially get another plasma grenade. This is a bit of a big decision here. I think we go for larges. We'll do one refresh. Okay, well there is a pylon. I'll grab it. I don't think it's better than what we have currently, but could potentially get there. In particular because enchanted pylons go pretty crazy with plasma grenades. So we could use it with our Firefly to really spam burn super aggressively, depending on what enchant we get on it. We could also use it to spam like the spider or something else along those lines. So we'll see. It can kind of basically give haste to the whole board. Pretty bad freezes there, getting those two, but it's okay. We're hanging in there. Alright, no problem. Yeah, this thing does way more burn than I was expecting it to. It's holding its own for sure. And luckily, Pylon is not a tech for some reason, so we could safely put it on the board with Flintstones as a haste item. Unfortunately, at silver, it's not amazing, so I'd love to get it to gold before we start looking to do that. Weapons, again, we could, but I think we just go for Bazaar Con because extra XP is hard to give up. Tools, there's a few tools we could go for here. Dino Saw, he's not bad. He would count as he counts as a tool, which works with Flintstones. He helps charge the core a bit. He's not bad. We'd have to replace, like, Coolant or... I guess we could replace Amber, but it's working pretty well with Plasma Grenade. We could also rework the whole board, like take out Metronome Core, put in Pylon, but then we don't have very good scaling. I think we skip for now on that. It might be a mistake. I think we skip. I'm kind of liking the Coolant instead. We'll drop this, though. Maybe we'll get one anyway. Okay, a second Flintstones is pretty funny. So if I put that in over you... So now we have... wait, why did that change? Oh, because of the immolating spark. Alright, well now we have two of them. Alright. We'll go for Cosmic Rock here just to potentially get some cooldown reduction. Well, now I kind of want more of the board-wide haste from the Pylon, potentially. And we could focus more on burn than the slow synergies at this point, potentially. Because I think the burn is just huge from these two guys. That said, I mean, these are no slouch either, so it's a little hard to decide. I mean, they are kind of actually not that much, now that I look at it. I think we might swap them out. Alright, so if we put this... I shouldn't test it in PvP, actually. We'll go back. I don't want to test it in PvP. Medium items. Are there any mediums that we'd want that would contribute here? Not really. Well, I mean, again, we could get that, but for now, no. Oh, we can test here. Alright, so we put in the Pylon. Take out this. Put these two next to each other. We lost quite a lot of tool synergy here. Put an Amber... Yeah, they lose so much, so much tool. I mean, we'll test it. We'll see, we'll test it. You never know. So the idea with this one is just like Plasma Grenade will set off Pylon a bunch, which will set off Red Firefly a bunch, and I'll spam this for a whole bunch of burn, and that also gives haste to a bunch of items. Help these guys go off a little bit more. That's the gist of it. It's not great until you can get extra haste on this guy, but it's not terrible. I mean, it is. It's not a reasonable amount of burn. It's not awful. I don't know about that one. This is technically a relic, so we could use it if we get it. We got Neophiliac instead. It's a pretty good one. All right, so we got. Ooh. Okay, this one's interesting. So we could put poison on Pylon, and then when Black Spider will help charge itself. It'd be good long term. We could also put Obsidian on like one of the Flintstones, and it goes pretty crazy. We could also put it on the Pylon, and it's basically a Probo. There's a lot of good stuff here. How does it best work? So we don't have a great way to scale Pylon currently. And if we do like this, our what did I have before? It was I guess this? Or we take out the Firefly maybe? That would be like 370 damage. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's okay. I'm thinking this is an important decision overall, I think. Probably not going to go with the remote control stuff at this point, but we do still have a little bit of room, so I will... Oh, disconnected. I think we just go with the damage on... We'll put it on Pylon. So it's 30 damage every time you slow. So it's basically just Probo. Now if we get a way to scale this up, it can go pretty crazy. And we have a little bit, because we do have scaling from Shatter. We have a couple ways to get... well, we only have one way to freeze currently, but we could potentially get more ways. It looks like they're doing some pendulum nonsense with lifesteal, which I think we should beat with slows and then a bunch of damage coming out from Pylon here. Yeah, that seemed to work fairly well. I don't think Hamlet's really contributing all that much. I mean, he did a decent amount. He did almost as much as this, but the burn from these guys is... oh gosh, the burn from that was huge. As I said, like the Pylon plus Plasma Grenade really sets Firefly off like a million times. It's really good. Okay, well, we're going to take Sharpening Stone, because every bit of damage we can get on this makes a pretty big difference. Oh, and we will go to Barkmoon first, so that I can sell it. I'm probably not going to use remote control at this point. Fruit Tools, interestingly, I don't think we're going to use, but I'll hold on to it still. Oh, another Pylon, that's nice. So now our haste is a lot better with this. So we go with Ferroscon. She does have Dock Lines, which would be really good. Yeah, we'll go for that. There's a couple we could get. Like, all these guys have good potential slow options, so we'll go with this one. I think it should be fine. We'll slow her so that she shouldn't be able to blow us up with a sniper. We have a little bit of shielding so that she hopefully won't insta-kill us with it if she does happen to go off. They don't have a ton of items, unfortunately, so we're gonna not be spamming as hard as we do against high item count builds, but still not too bad. Okay. Okay, and then that one did a ton. Yeah, see, they're not bad. They're not bad. And this one also did quite a bit. So it seems like when we're against higher item count fights, the Fireflies do a lot more, and when we're against lower item count, the Flintstones do more. It isn't too bad. I mean, that's a reasonable setup. Unfortunately, we didn't get what we were looking for there, which was the slow buff for Plasma Grenade. Catfish, probably not going to get used here. Of course, we go for the Gamba here. We're on the enchanted item star. We gotta go for Gamba. I think that's a random enchanted item, right? Yep.
That'll put some pep in your step.
Armadillo. We don't do any... I mean, we do some shielding, but unless we get time to tinker, I don't think that's going off. We're gonna go with Malifang, I think. What else could we get? So we could do, haste and charge. There's at least some haste skills. We do quite a bit of haste, but it's not consistent enough to potentially do like Searing Flames on him. So we're just going to go with Malifang for now and hopefully get like Conflagration or something. That's not really what I'm looking for there. We are going to refresh this. Okay. Well, Toxic Flang is potentially insane if we get something with poisoning. Searing Flames, unfortunately, I don't think we can make it work. We could just give everything +6. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give everything +6. Toxic Flame has like a higher cap to it, but Julie doesn't have any good poison items, so it's a gamble, essentially. That's interesting. On Fiery Throne Net. What are they trying to do here? So it's literally just Obsidian... Okay, it's Obsidian Julian, and then they're trying to blow me up with a Zorcid, I guess. I would assume that's their plan. Unfortunately for them, it didn't quite work out. But they did do quite a lot of damage to me there. I'd love to get this coolant upgraded or some other form of freeze, although I'm not sure what I could get. There's not really like many tool freezes, at least not in Dooley's kit. Any friends? I mean, we could upgrade like Firefly or Spider potentially, but we're gonna skip for now. Do not need lens, but the money is nice to have. On-weapon items is a good one. Right. Really nothing there. I don't think we're gonna be using battery, but I'll hold on to it because it's one of those ones that's like, if you're not using it, you feel kind of bad, or if you don't have it when you need it, it feels kind of bad. We'll grab I mean, this would have been good for press, but we never saw one. I will grab the thrusters because if we get whatever that thing's called, the dino saddle, that's the word. Alright, we're gonna go for boss hero. If we get the skill, we'll try it out. But the dino saddle would have been a nice pickup. Sorry, I'm rambling. The dino saddle is really nice if you have thrusters, and if you don't have it, it doesn't really do anything. So let's just pick it up early just in case. We're grabbing this guy specifically because if we get assault focus, it would make Pylon kind of go crazy. Hopefully, it's the idea anyway. We didn't get it. We got the JT, which is when you slow, it gains damage, which is pretty good. I think it's better than what we have currently, though. XP, of course. I'm gonna go with loot because any bit of loot is helpful. We're gonna put that on the Firefly here. Extra crit on him is good because it potentially doubles his burn there. Fiber optics is interesting. I could see it being good. It's kind of an awkward one to use with this setup because the thing that spams the most is Firefly and it's wedged between two other items. You can't really make it go off that much. I could potentially use it with, like just Uzi or something. We'll grab it, I got enough money. I don't think it's good currently, but it could be. And I could just throw it in, but it would raise the cooldown on both of these because it is a tech, which is not really ideal. Because they're kind of our backup burn for when Firefly doesn't work out. Piggy's probably our scariest matchup because he tends to have the lowest amount of items, and I think this will cook us. Just drum builds have been deleting me lately. They're very annoying. We'll see. This one seems like a fairly slow drum build, so we might actually be safe. When you get the really quick ones, you gotta watch out. There we go, but it's actually no problem. That was a very slow drum build. Okay, you needed like the Atlatl next to the yo-yo or something. It still benefits me. Alright, we'll go for weapons again. We'll just take a look. I don't think there's anything we want in here, though. Nope. Unfortunately, nothing. Larges again. We could get another obsidian or another pylon. I don't think we really need a pylon upgrade, but it couldn't hurt if we see it. There's press. It's a little too late for press, unfortunately. And then nothing good there. Like, press is good, but it's just way too late to pivot into it or anything, so it's a skip. This guy, Foreboding Winds isn't bad, but we don't have any, like, weapon. I mean, Amulet, I guess, can crit, but that's about it.
The Bazaar is corrupt.
Pendulum is always fun. Clockwork Blades is at least cool introduction. There's a couple items that could be okay. Okay, Pendulum is interesting. Now we have potential to do some weird stuff. How do we make this work? Alright. That is where it gets awkward. So we would potentially dump, like, Flintstones and do something with Pendulum, but what would we do? So this is 4 seconds, which is interesting. The reason that's interesting, it's just a fairly low cooldown, which I could potentially use to do some fun stuff with like fiber optics. Okay, let's think here. So what would we want to spam? So I could. So if I take out these, and then we flip all this around, we could have Obsidian Pylon and Coolant kind of help spam each other a little bit. I could see that being good. We could also just put in like Uzi next to you and just have the Uzi set off the coolant, which sets off this a whole bunch. Maybe. And the reason I want to spam the coolant is so that the pylon gets extra shatter there. It's a little risky because we lose out on our Flintstones if we go for this method, but we get a bunch more damage on our weapons, so I think it's probably worth it. Let's try it out. So we're gonna upgrade Pendulum. Pendulum's pretty much always busted, so it's probably worth it. I would still love to upgrade this coolant, because right now it's not amazing. That plasma grenade is actually huge. I was considering upgrading that as well, just to get the extra ammo on it. There's Cryosphere. Cryosphere's interesting as well, actually. It's kind of a funny one, because you could... I was thinking, you could use it to freeze the whole board, and then one slow set from Pylon will delete them. I don't know if it's good. I think we'll get rid of EU and probably crude tools, although it could actually work with it. We'll grab it. I don't know anything that generates, so we'll grab it. And I'll test it in PvE later. This is where we're getting a little funky here. We're getting a little strange.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies.
Alright, so it's a Tortuga build with a Super Julian. It's kind of not great, the Deadly Julian. He's not awful, but he's not great. Okay, so there we go. So it's spamming this out to give us a little bit of extra crowd control. It seems a little bit slower than I would have liked. Yeah, they cooked us. Okay. Although, to be fair, I think they would have regardless there. Oh, yeah, the damage got up really high. I didn't say the Julian was bad, but like the Deadly one, he's only 10%. Well, that didn't work as well as I would have liked it to. Is there a better way? The alternative is trying to run like Cryosphere, so you could do like this, something like that. Any of these, we'll just grab a temporary boost for the time being, and then small non-weapon, I guess. Oh, coolant upgrade is huge, actually. That might make it viable, maybe. It's not great though. So if we put this in, how am I gonna make this work? Probably not battery. I mean, we could put these two back. They're not awful. They just kind of work fine on their own. Pendulum would make it so that this charges coolant, which charges this. They both have fairly short cooldowns as a result. I could see it. Probably never using crude tools. I'm just going to make some room here. Let's try it out on... I mean, this guy might kill us. He's pretty strong, but we'll give it a shot. So this goes off and charges that, which sets off this. Yeah, it seems reasonable. So they're setting each other off quite a bit. This has a ton of damage on it now. That seemed fine. And I'll check how much damage these did, because if they're only contributing burn, I mean, they did quite a lot of burn, to be fair, potentially. They didn't do that much. They did, like, a decent chunk, but I could probably get rid of one of them for something else. Don't know what we would put in yet, though. Could just be this, just for the extra slow, maybe. I think that's probably better. We could also grab free skills, but I think we just check diamond here for now.
I've been watching your progress. At last.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an extra 30 damage is actually very strong, because that's an extra, like 3 shatter procs. So, pretty good. Dualtron is pretty good with Pylon and Plasma Grenade, but we're gonna skip that for now. I don't think it's,
Come on then.
quite good enough. And there is 3D printers, so you could do like a 3D printer with fiber, but we don't really have enough room on the board for it, unfortunately. So we're going to be skipping for the time being.
Nothing I can do about your...
Alright, let's see how this goes. That felt a little better, for sure. And that other guy, he does have, the octopus does have an absurd amount of HP, so... He's got like 2,000 more than this guy would. So we're against a restorative Dualtron. He's got heavy plasma grenade, which isn't too bad. Got a matchbox, which is a little scary. We do have a lot of slow, though. We could potentially keep ourselves alive here, but the restorative Dualtron's probably going to mess us up. Yep. Unfortunate. Okay, our build's fallen off pretty hard. Not too sure what I can do about that, though. and healing, neither of which I'm super interested in. We are going to put healing on Firefly, though, because it could help us stay alive long enough to scale. I think one of the main issues is it's kind of a slow start, but I don't have a great alternative. Well, actually, I do. I have a way to make this go a little faster. So let's drop this, put in battery, swap everything around here. Okay, so now 4 seconds. Every 4 seconds this goes off, or 2 seconds if they're both hasted. We do need coolant. Oh, there we go. Amber could get dumped. I don't know what we'd do with it. I mean, we could put it in just fiber optics. Yeah, let's try that. It's a weird loop, but it could potentially... Well, now you show up. It's a little late for that, though.
Oh, okay. Maybe next time?
Let's see this working. If we get to level 16 most likely, which means we could upgrade the fiber, which would help the whole loop go off a little bit cleaner. Awakened District does have some good... we could potentially like trickle down economics. He does only have 3 items, which is why I was a little hesitant to pick it. He's got the best setup here, but he won't show off the build super well. Yeah, I mean, that kind of worked. It spit out all of our plasma grenades super quick. Which is maybe not what we're looking for, but maybe is. I don't really know. It seemed reasonable. We put out a ton of burn. Seems okay. Probably get rid of probably the cryosphere. We can't really fit, unfortunately. I was hoping to make it work, because it works really well with Shatter, but no such luck. We'll get a small friend. We could eventually upgrade you. Nope. Is this the best way to do it? I don't know, but it's at least kind of interesting, so we'll try it. And it's a pig. Of course, it's a pig. Bigosaurus, because he always has like either 2 items or like 1,000. And if he has 1,000, he tends to delete you. Looks like it's a drum build. Yep. Is it a bad drum build? Nope, it's a pretty good one. I think we might be okay, though. We do have a lot of healing, and we've got a lot of slows and freezes, so... Oh god, he's got so much health. Why does Pig get so much health? So if it wasn't enough, Pig just has a trillion HP. Alright. Yeah, he just gets an extra 1,500. It was unfortunate. I mean, it was an interesting build, but it just didn't quite work out. I don't know. What could I have done differently? I don't know. Like, it would... The only thing to do differently is, like, a whole different build. I could have swapped out, like, this side a bit more, but I kind of needed the shatter for scaling. We could have put, like, Hamlet in, but even then the damage wasn't crazy. I don't know. Well, anyway, hopefully you enjoyed. Even if it was yet another slow build, hopefully it was at least kind of interesting. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.